Common purpose. What is common purpose? Well, Common Purpose is a political charity based in Great Britain that creates future leaders of society. CP for short selects individuals and trains them to learn how society works and how CP graduates can use this knowledge to lead outside authority. Now, according to WikiLeaks, CP is largely unknown to the public, despite having some 80,000 trainees in 36 cities and 18,000 graduates. It recruits and trains leaders to be loyal to the directives of Common Purpose and the EU, instead of to their own departments, which they then undermine or subvert, the NHS being an example. Evidence has shown that CP is an elitist pro-EU political organisation that helps to replace democracy in the UK and worldwide with chosen elite leaders. In truth, their hidden networks and political objectives are undermining and destroying our democratic society, threatening free will in adults, teenagers and children as young as 13. Their work is funded by public money and big business, including international banks. According to the Daily Mail, in 2014, the Metropolitan Police, which was leading investigations into alleged corruption and phone hacking at newspapers, had spent £60,000 on leadership courses. The Director of Public Prosecutions, Alison Saunders, Chief Inspector of the Crown Prosecution Service, Michael Fuller, and the Met's top female officer, Cressida Dick, had all attended the £5,000 per week sessions. One Tory MP at the time was quoted as saying, "Common Purpose is like a left-wing version of the Freemasons." Now, in the 6 years up until 2014, 22 police forces have spent just under £500,000, according to Freedom of Information requests. Its 35,000 graduates can stay in touch on a password-protected website, and attendees at alumni events are not allowed to reveal other guests' identity. Now, it's important for researchers to realise that most Common Purpose graduates are victims who have little, if any, understanding of the wider role of Common Purpose within UK society, nor of its connections to higher government and the European Union. Drawn into CP training by a flattering invitation or selected by their company or organisation, this recruitment is normally carried out by a previously trained CP person, now recruiting for the cause. Candidates are screened and selected or rejected by advisory board members in their area. Now, both candidates and trained graduates will have no real understanding about this wider role and the social paradigm shift in the UK. The real objective would appear to be to replace our traditional UK democracy with a new regime of the EU superstate. By blurring the boundaries between people, professions, public and private sectors, responsibility and accountability, CP encourages graduates to believe that as new selected leaders, the graduates can work together outside of the established political and social structures to achieve this paradigm shift or change. The so-called leading outside authority, in doing so, the allegiance of the individual becomes reframed with their CP network. Now, using behavioural and experiential leading techniques, the views of graduates can be remoulded to conform to the new Common Purpose. Most will not be aware that this has happened, but others have been given immediate clues in descriptions by graduates' training courses, such as life-changing, disturbing or unsettling. Now, trained and operating under the Chatham House rules of secrecy, details of discussion, those present and location are not disclosed. CP graduates operate in their own world of Common Purpose, and it affects all mainstream political parties, including the Conservatives. Common Purpose at the top of the Conservative Party, with key figures such as David Cameron, Francis Maude and Chris Patten, with CP links to Sir Bob Kerslake, head of the Civil Service, and also the BBC. Francis Maude MP conspired with others to prevent the public seeing details of the contracts by which the Cabinet Office Leadership Committee, attended by Sir David Bell, Common Purpose Trustee, awarded contracts to his own charity, CP, to train the top 200 civil servants. Despite legitimate freedom of information requests and boasts of conservative transparency, the Cabinet Office is fighting to withhold the information. And why? Because details will clearly show insider dealing and that Common Purpose is key to the Conservative Party machinery. The Tories are now the emperor with no clothes. Corruption, abuse of freedom of information rules and dirty deals with Common Purpose are hidden from the public. For a secret society, Common Purpose are currently extremely visible, if you know what you're looking for. Brexit is a disaster for them, so they're working incredibly hard to reverse our democratic choice. They're desperate. All their drones across all the media and in the civil service, government, the Bank of England and so on are working flat out to instill fear in us with a barrage of lies and to sabotage our choice. You will keep on hearing their neuro-linguistic programming propaganda message, despite Brexit. Is the civil service working for a foreign power? Well, as I mentioned earlier, the country's top 200 civil servants have attended Common Purpose courses. Insiders have confirmed that the senior echelons of the civil service are so riddled with anti-Brexit and anti-democratic people that it can reasonably be concluded that there needs to be a dramatic cull. If nothing else, seeing entire ranks of those who have failed their country being dismissed under a cloud would certainly focus the minds of their junior colleagues, who could then rise to the top, throwing aside previous allegiances and work together for the good of this country and of its people. Now, we need to support some of our long-suffering Brexit MPs who work alongside these fifth columnists. These secret graduates connected with Common Purpose have operated in the dark for far too long. With your help, we now need to bring their activities into the light, and perhaps now is the time to say to them, "You're fired." Thank you.